Hey guys, how's it going? My name's Dave, DLC Dave, and welcome back to Rise of the Phoenix. As you can see on the screen today, we're facing Hereford FC, the newly reformed, I believe, Hereford FC, the Bulls in the Vanarama National. And we've played a few games since that really good win against Chester. We've played an FA Cup game, which is the first one I'll bring to you, and then four league games, and I'll get into those now for you. And then we have a 2-0 victory against Maidstone in the FA Cup fourth qualifying round, yes, which means that we go into the first round proper. And again, we picked up another red card. Adam Elms again for the second time this season. It's been red carded. Strange. We've never had a real issue with red cards before, but just this season, seem to picking up a few too many. But not. But the game was very comfortable. We dominated for all of it really, and goals from Herbert and Phillips set us on our way, and we are into the FA Cup first round, and I'll show you who we are facing after we've finished the rest of these games. So we'll get into the next one. And there we have it, guys, an 8-0 win away at North Hereford. This was a league match, just put that out. It's a league game, and it's probably one of our most complete performances I think we've seen since I took over the club. It was that good. As you can tell from the highlights you saw, was that their strategy was just to kick the ball away from the goal. It was not to try and find anyone or produce any kind of football. It was not good from them. But Dan Ryder grabbed 4 goals, Phillips grabbed 2, Kane got 1, and Matthew Johnson grabbed 1, and we were able to rest players pretty early. So I made 3 subs on the hour mark because I was just happy that the game was done. I wanted to rest players basically, and that's what I did. So we'll get on to the next one. And it finishes 1-0 to Chorley. As you can see, the goal wasn't the best. Yeah, it was. Bradford didn't cover himself in glory, I'll put it that way. And so after winning 8-0, we lose 1-0. It's a funny old game, isn't it? And there we have it. We bounced back from that 1-0 defeat to Chorley with a very, very good, convincing 4-0 win. Dan Ryder grabbing 2. He is back amongst the goals now. Dan the man. Nathan Smith getting 1, and then Josh Hutchins, of course, getting 1. His second of the season. From right back. Just phenomenal player. And we'll get into the next one. And there we have it, guys. A 6-0 win at home to Woking. And as you can see, there was a red card in this game. But it was fortunately not for us. But it was 2-0 at that point, and we just took advantage really and just went on and dominated. I think we would have won the game regardless, but it just made it a formality more than anything. And that was the last game in this little sequence. So this is the actual game. So as you can see, we actually had a fantastic run. It was just like one game against Chorley. That's the only goal we've conceded it in the last 6 games, and it ended up meaning a defeat. So it looks like we either batter teams or we lose. So I wonder which one we'll have today. We are away at Hereford. I think it's Edgley Street or Edgley Park. Actually, Edgar Street. Apologies to Hereford fans. Right, so we are at game day. I'm going to pick the team, and then I'll bring that to you in a second. Okay, guys. So we have Bradford in goal, Johnson, Dennison, Gale, and Espinosa at the back. Unfortunately, Hutchins is suspended for this one, so Johnson's shifted across to right back, and Jimmy Gale has come in at centre back. Then have Elms and Sinton in midfield. My starting midfield now. I'm happy with this. Sinton is good. That box to box role with physicality is good for this league. Adam Elms is just that little bit of quality to keep the ball ticking over and just be a sensible head really. Herbert is on the right with Phillips and Smith, our first choice three behind our main man Dan Ryder. They're playing a 4-4-2. I doubt I recognise any of them to be honest, and I don't think I do. Maybe Simpson? No, he's a region. Looks a decent region, let alone from Everton. But no, unfortunately, I don't recognise any of them. So we'll do the team talk. So to pick up where they left off, which was the 6-0 Woking demolition. And then we'll get into the game. Here we are at Edgar Street. Now I'm big knowledge on Hereford, obviously. But looks pretty similar to Phoenix Sports Ground, just gonna say. But anyway, we are shooting from right to left in our usual all green kit. And we get it underway. Let's see what we can do. Dennison picks the ball up. I have to go back to Gale. He does find Espinosa. Out wide to Smith. He's quite fairly tightly marked, but he does find Sinton. Dan Ryder has it. He passes it back to Espinosa. Working it quite nicely, patiently. Can we release anybody through? Matthew Johnson's in. It's a good save by Fulton. He might be the only player actually. Ryan Fulton. I feel like I've heard of that name. Ryan Fulton. Yeah, I think I'm sure I've heard of a goalkeeper called Fulton. But it was a good chance for us. It probably falls to the player you most likely don't want it to fall to in Matthew Johnson, but he got it on target. He struck it well, and it definitely caused Fulton an issue. Besides that, nothing has happened in the game. Lots of possession, lots of shots apparently, but we're not seeing them. We're just seeing that one. Time is actually ticking down towards the end of this first half, but they have a throw-in. Contender for the worst throw-in I've ever seen, but Dan Ryder brings it away. He passes to Phillips, absolutely unmarked. And Hereford just partied there. Ryder did fantastically well. I was worried it was going to be one of those chances where the player just goes on and then has a wayward shot. But look at the amount of players he dragged away with him and just passes to Phillips. Absolutely, open, not open goal, but absolutely open in the middle of the goal. And they have another throw in. This one's better for him. Fair play to him. He's learned. And actually, they're going to score, aren't they? I'm taking the mick a little bit. But we actually defend it well. We bring it clear. I think that looks like it was a clear-cut chance for them. Must have been the block shot. So they did create something there. It was from a throw-in that went across the box. We defended it resolutely, though, to be fair to us. And there is going to be another chance here. It's come alive, this game, a little bit in the last 10 minutes. And they have it. Williams. He's closed down by 2, though, and Herbert does well. Together, Johnson and Herbert did really well there to close out the space and get the ball back. And Smith has it. Can he get the ball across, or it goes all the way back to Elms? But we keep the ball ticking over, keep it moving. And Paul Herbert on his left foot, he really isn't strong on his left side. It's something that I've gotten used to seeing. Really, it's either on his right foot and he smashes it, or it's on his left foot and it just trickles wide. Unfortunately, that was the latter. So the town doing well, but they could be doing a lot. They could be doing even better. And hopefully we can kick on the second half, because I think our dominance does probably deserve a second goal, really. We still have to be wary. Christensen is low on fitness, so we could probably look to take him off towards the hour mark, and we are approaching that now. The yellow card for Nathan Teller. Right, yeah, I don't know. I'm definitely gonna bring on Luke Peacock for him. Johnson's tired as well. I'm gonna bring on Lane Love. He's not terrible there, and I'm always worried about players who get below 70% fitness. I mean, it's not always possible to take them off. Like Paul Phillips is gonna have to just stay on for another 10-15 minutes, because I don't want to make 3 subs at this stage, particularly with a recent record with red cards and etc. Alms picks up his customary booking. I do wonder perhaps if he's just maybe he isn't defensively that brilliant, and so he is just making more poor tackles, which is why he's picked up 2 red cards. It's probably because obviously he's been in a team before, but he played an advanced role. He never had to make as many tackles as he has before. And as I'm talking, Dan Ryder, I didn't think anything was going to actually. Well, I thought it might be a chance, but I didn't think it was going to happen that quickly. But Dan Ryder just smashed it in. Keeper looked like it could have been a bit better though. It was Fulton, yeah. It was a weak hand really, but we'll take it. That probably wraps up the game, and now I'm going to take off Phillips, bring on Ben Beachy, and hopefully we can see this game out comfortably, or even add a third. That would be lovely. Elms has it. He finds Peacock out to fit. Wow, that would have been a really nice goal. This time, Fulton's hands were pretty solid. Ryder, he's got a goal and assist today. He is doing very well. I do feel like injuries just holding him back slightly. But he has signed a full-time contract, so it means he's going to be training full-time now, which will be hopefully a big boost to his development. Oh, we hit the bar there with Ben Beachy. Went to again, someone who probably isn't as comfortable on his left foot as some other players may be, and just couldn't quite squeeze the shot in. But it finishes 2-0 here. Pretty comfortable game. They had one little scare before half time where they had a good chance with a shot that was blocked, but on the whole, very comfortable performance. And as you can see in the league, that leaves us 8 points clear of Fylde. We are what are we? It's 46 games, so we are getting towards the halfway stage of the season. We've lost 3 games, but we've only drawn 2. That's the difference between us and Fylde. We've lost the same amount of games, but we've just been able to win more, where they've dropped some points to draws. Now, as you can see, the next game is actually an FA Cup first round against Bolton. Now, I think they actually may have knocked us out in a previous year in the 3rd round, so that's going to be a very tricky tie. They are top of League One. They went down from the Championship, and they're now in top of League One, so they're doing very well. And I'm concerned, really. It's probably the toughest game we've faced in a first round tie. I think did we beat them? I'm sure we beat them. Maybe even last year. No, we haven't. I'm making it all up. We haven't played them yet. But yeah, so I'm going to do that one off camera just because it's the first round of the FA Cup, and it's just, the save is supposed to be about progressing in the leagues, and I want to do that. If we do get to the 3rd round or 2nd round, I may bring you that, but by and large it'll be league games. So, but it'll be around that start of December time, guys. So I'm not going to say what game it is, just in case the FA Cup 2nd round ends up being, or if we get through the 1st round anyway. If we get through and the 2nd round ends up being a good tie, then it'll be something that I consider. But it'll be around the Forest Green, Tranmere, York, maybe even Fylde kind of time. If we haven't got through to the 3rd round of the FA Cup, I will do that Fylde game, because that looks like being the most interesting one. I think they beat us earlier in the season, so that could be a good revenge game. And they're 2nd in the league, so it just makes sense. And just if we aren't in the 3rd round of the FA Cup, then it would be easier to say that, well, I'm not going to have game there, so it won't be a short break. Maybe that one anyway. But well, I'll I don't know. I'm rambling really. I'll let you know. Well, you'll see when you watch the next episode, basically. So yeah, all that being said, I hope you've enjoyed the episode today. If you have, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more, follow me on Twitter at DLCDave1, and until next time, I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.